Okie dokie. Let's get this going. Let me warm my hands because it's cold in the studio. Ready? I'm Greg Tepper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week
in Cruton.
It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers of Next Level
I couldn't let you one-up me.
Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScout. Follow Next Level Athlete on Twitter, Next Level D1. See his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. And, of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express, for when you think it's spring, but then winter shows back up and you need something to warm you up and warm you from the inside out, Chicken Express will do that job. It's the perfect food for when you've been fooled by the weather.
They're 100% on everything. There's nothing that you get at Chicken Express that you'd be like,
we talked about this. They do catfish too, right?
Yeah.
Have you had the catfish? I've not had the catfish.
And I'm not. And
I'm now what's Friday fish guy for the next couple of weeks.
What's funny that you bring that up because Mrs. Powers, Powers' wife. We were actually talking about catfish, like if you would get fast food catfish anywhere, and the only place that I would get it from is Chicken Express.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast food places I wouldn't get it. There is one place I can think of that I would try it. Chicken Express has earned my trust when it comes to catfish. Maybe they'll just be called Catfish Express. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, the Next Level Athlete. A lot to get to in the recruiting world across the state. Let's start with our prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise is Batman.
Let's go.
Frisco Lone Star 2023, soon-to-be senior defensive back Bruce Mitchell, but his nickname is Batman.
Couldn't have been more like on the mark for this.
Because there's a new Batman movie out, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He picked up a Power 5 offer this week from Indiana. He had an unofficial visit to Kansas State, who probably is on the verge of offering him.
Yes.
I'm going to guess they're going to offer him. He's already got offers from places like SMU, Liberty, Buffalo, etc. But this is a guy who you saw at the Texas Top 100 showcase put on by Next Level Athlete. You saw him, and you came away pretty impressed by what you saw from Bruce Mitchell.
Yeah, definitely, and backed it up with I went to another showcase the following weekend. So back-to-back weekends, Bruce Mitchell was one of the top performers on two fields loaded with D1 prospects. Played his first year in public school competition for Frisco Lone Star last year after transferring from Parish Episcopal. So he's a guy who really kind of broke out on the scene. I think he helped lead them to a state championship. I'd have to review my private school notes to see if that was factual or not, but they at least played in it, I think. And just a talented guy, 6'1" range, 175-ish pounds, long, lean, athletic, gets a good break on the ball, very savvy as far as his reads and reactions go. He seems to always be around the football, and this is a guy who I think his star is just going to continue to rise. He has plans to make his commitment on July 26th to honor his grandfather, and we're hopeful to see him in the DCTF studios when he makes that announcement, so I'm pretty excited about that too.
Yeah, he's going to be announcing his commitment here live in the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Studios. We're excited to have him.
Maybe he'll bring the Batmobile.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to have so many bat puns. I'm going to be obnoxious. But we're excited to have that coming up in July with Bruce Mitchell when he makes his commitment live here in the studio. Let's now go over to our prospect, our commit of the week. Our commit of the week. Thank you. Our commit of the week, staying in the DFW Metroplex, going to Hebron to their 2023 defensive end, Carson Dean. He had offers from all over. He's a DCTF 3-star. He has committed to Woo Pig Suey. The Arkansas Razorbacks bring in Carson Dean. They've got a history of recruiting well at Hebron in particular, and this is a guy who certainly versatile for Hebron, but you think he's going to end up being on the defensive line full time there in when he gets to Fayetteville.
Yeah, I mean, he's already 6'4", 235 pounds, but he runs really well. I mean, looking at his offer list, this is a complete coup, I think, for the Razorbacks because he didn't get his Arkansas offer until March 7th. So he already had schools like, TCU, Texas, LSU have offered him and had been recruiting him pretty seriously. He attended the Texas Longhorns Junior Day event, so I know that he was a high priority there as well. So I guess he saw enough on a visit to Fayetteville over the weekend to feel comfortable and make his decision to play in the SEC. And I think he fits into the culture and the scheme there very well because, he's a guy who, like you kind of pointed out and I'm kind of backing up, is a blue-collar, hand-in-the-dirt, I think, type of defensive lineman in the future, but is very powerful. I think he fits into the SEC perfectly. He has a good first step. He's very disruptive, knows how to use his hands well, and he's one of those warriors who never takes a play off, and if I could get a boy howdy from Ashley Pickle.
Boy howdy.
This class is ridiculous in Texas because you're looking at Carson Dean, a guy who, I'm in a typical year, I feel pretty comfortable saying, oh, well, we rank 50 4-stars. You have to be in the top 50 to be a 4-star. And I feel pretty comfortable saying 50 through 60 are 4-star worthy every class, right? Easily. This year, it actually may be closer to the entire top 100 talent-wise on tape. It's pretty crazy. I mean, at least a solid 75. So you're saying another 15 guys who are going to be, in a way, robbed of a 4-star because of their talent suggests that they should be, and that let me makes it more valuable to be in the top 50, I guess.
Let me pin you down then. Are you saying that this 2023 class is deeper than the 2022 class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think unequivocal. You don't have any reservations saying that.
No, especially not within that top 100, like that top 100 list.
That's crazy.
It's really good. I mean, there are guys who, and we'll talk about the next one after this, who's right there in the mix. I mean, there are guys who I feel cheated by not ranking them 4-stars. Like, I feel bad. Like, these guys should be 4-star
Well,
guys.
and for those, I guess, to reset, because every podcast is somebody's first, we have a policy here at Dave Campbell's that, it's the top 5 or 5 stars?
Yep, top 5 or 5 stars.
And then 6 through 50 are 4 stars.
Correct.
Right? And then the next, there's not any number of 3 stars. You can have 3 stars is a little bit more nebulous, right?
Yep. And I would say, like, that 3-star range is generally going to be the top 300, and that's kind of what we put in the magazines, both magazines, both the Texas High School Football Bible and the DCTF Rising.
But you're also less like, if there's 306 guys who are worthy of
you'll
being
give them a 3.
You don't have problems with that. But those 5-star and 4-star designations are pretty sacred and locked down as far as numbers are
correct. And I like doing it that way because it's easy to explain. Whenever someone says, why am I not a 4-star? And you're number 51, it's because you're not in the top 50.
Right.
That doesn't mean that your talent level isn't equal to or on par with the 10 guys who are rated in front of you, but we just have to draw a line of demarcation to decide exactly what a 4-star is, and that's our parameters. And I do like to keep it to that, but, man, this year I'm just down in the dumps because there's going to be some guys who deservedly are mad at me that they're not 4-stars.
This Week in Recruiting with everybody's enemy, Greg Powers, here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. Let's move on to our Underclassmen of the Week. Our Underclassmen of the Week, the defending 5A Division II state champion South Oak Cliff Golden Bears have he was a freshman last year, now due to be a sophomore linebacker, 2025 linebacker, Kelvion Riggins. You saw him at the Next Level camp.
Yep.
The Next Level Top 100 showcase here in Dallas, and you came away pretty blown away by this kid.
Reminds me of Dylan Moses.
Oh, wow.
That's really all that you really have to say. He really passes the eyeball test. If you're going to be watching through some of his highlights, he split some time between the varsity team and the JV team, I believe, this past season, or the sub-varsity team. I don't know exactly which team he plays on. But he is an absolute man-child. This guy, and for being a guy who's really well put together, you would think that there's some mechanical, or he's a little bit robotic as he moves, but he's very smooth. You're able to watch his highlights here, but please go to texasfootball.com/recruiting. Check out the article This Week in Recruiting and watch one of his drills from the Next Level camp. He's a bad A. I guess that's the easiest way.
His stride. He's so methodical with his strides. Like, they're so long.
Oh, fall down. Oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, the helmet came off.
But the South Oak Cliff this defense next year, they were the state champions this year. The defense next year is going to be sick. They're loaded.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Normally, I like to go through and watch the highlights before with this.
Yeah.
I have, as you guys can probably hear, I have not seen these highlights before, and I'm unfamiliar with Kelvion Riggins. Familiarize
You're
yourself.
going to learn today.
Yeah.
Holy God.
Guess what? He only has 5 offers right now, and that
Oh,
was even
no.
shocking
Oh,
to me
no.
because
Oh, that's going to blow up.
oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was shocking to me because I had already put him in my mind as a 20 offer guy, and then whenever I was writing the article today, I was like, 5 offers. Well, that's going to quickly change. I mean, don't wait. Just go ahead and offer Kelvion Riggins. You won't be disappointed.
What a monster.
Okay, I got to turn this off or y'all are never going to quit watching
Sorry,
it.
yeah, I was going to. We have to move on. Sorry. He's already got offers from,
We have a show to do
from
here.
Miami, Arizona, SMU, Oklahoma State, etc. All right, let's round it all out with our recruit of the week. Our recruit of the week going Houston way to talk about their soon-to-be senior tight end at Bridgeland, Reed Mckeska. Reed Mckeska is a guy who is becoming one of the most heavily recruited guys in the state. It's easy to see why with the frame, 6'6",
Right.
230. He's got offers. He picked up offers this week from Clemson, Florida State, and Miami. He's got 36 offers. He's got offers in-state from Baylor, Houston, and Tech. This guy has offers from everywhere, and the frame is one thing, but the way that he runs is impressive as well.
This is another one of those guys checking in at number 55 in the state right now, which makes him a 3-star with 36 offers. It's just crazy. And what I really like about Mckeska's tape is he's not just a one-trick pony. He does a little bit of everything well. For Bridgeland, he's a guy who can split out wide and be a flex type wide receiver. They use him at H-back, and he shows his intelligence whenever he's coming down the line to sniff out blocks and make the correct blocks on key running plays. He's a guy that you can move because of his size as a true inline guy. It's very rare. There are a lot of good tight ends year in and year out in the state of Texas, but when they get up around 230 pounds, it's rare that they move like this. And that's really kind of what sets some of these guys apart, and you look back through some of those top names, like a guy like Austin Stogner, who was 6'6", 230, 240. What really made him special is that he could do what he did with already having a college-ready frame and size, which they're going to want to bulk you up to around 240 pounds to put you on the line to kind of block some of these bigger defensive ends in college. Well, Reed checks all those boxes, and that's why you're starting to see his offer list explode. And he also fits into every single type of college scheme. There isn't just one scheme that you could look and say, oh, he needs to play at this school. He can do a little bit of everything, and I think that's why you're going to see him continue to rise. His in-state offer list is okay, but I think he'll get all the big dogs by the time it's said and done.
Yeah, I think that he's going to be one of those guys that this is not the last time we're talking about him, just because – people are just – if anything, they're just going to notice the frame. And they're going to be like, all right, well, and then you turn on the tape, you're like, okay, this guy can do a little bit of everything. And you're right. Number 55 on the list that's a tough place to be on this year's list.
Right.
Is 55 because, you're probably a lot of other classes, you're a 4-star. You know what I mean?
I'm spending weekends right now, going throughout the rankings. We do a lot of preparation for – what comes out in the magazine. We try to be as thorough as possible, and I'm just sick. I'm sick over some of the top guys this year and moving guys in and out and seeing guys in person for the first time, like Round Rock, Stony Point running back Cameron Cook. I saw him as that dude's a 4-star.
Yeah.
He's an instant 4-star, passes the eyeball test. Not to get away from Reed,
No,
but
I think that you're
it's
right.
just a great year.
It is a great year to cover recruiting. But don't worry, he covers recruiting every year. He's Greg Powers here with Next Level Athlete, our recruiting analyst here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter, GPowerScout. Follow Next Level Athlete on Twitter at Next Level D1. See his fine work on TexasFootball.com/recruiting.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.